The Alpena Department of Public Works are warning citizens of a boil water notice to some residents of Alpena Township. A former resident of Traverse City was sentenced to 9 years in prison for his involvement in importing drugs to Michigan and distributing them throughout the state, including the area of Alpena. United Way of Northeast Michigan is asking local citizens to make a contribution to their community through their 2014 Michigan tax returns. As you can see here behind me, there are students from 13 different countries from around the world here in Alpena to participate in the International ROV competition. A 67-year-old male from the Topanabee area in Sheboygan County was arrested on 13 felony counts that involved child pornography. Legislature has 1 week left to decide if road commissioners across the state of Michigan will receive more money so that roads like this can be fixed, improving our public road system. When picking a dog food, it's important to look for the AFCO statement located right here, which shows whether the dog food is for growth or adult maintenance. I'm here at the Alpena County Fairgrounds with John Party. In order to prepare students for a successful future, Alpena High School will soon be holding a career day. Sitting several miles off the shores of Alpena is Thunder Bay Island, which will soon be handed over by the federal government to the township of Alpena to be maintained. On Thunder Bay Island, this is Ashley McDowell, WBKB News. Good morning and welcome back. I'm here with Rick Houchin from the Athletic Club, who is going to teach us a little bit about snowshoeing. Welcome back. I'm Ashley McDowell. I'm joined here this morning by Stephanie Gondola. Good morning.
Good morning, Ashley.
So I know there's a lot of shipwrecks in Thunder Bay. So can you tell me about the one called Florida?
I can.
So tune in tonight to see one of America's most haunted attractions located right here in northern Michigan. In Lewiston, this is Ashley McDowell, WBKB News. The Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary, along with the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative, is pairing up with Neiman's Family Market for Earth Day Bag Project. The Earth Day Bag Project teaches 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders the importance of saving the local environment and watershed by not using plastic bags, where students will watch videos, have discussions, and decorate some Neiman's paper bags with a message about conservation that will be distributed to customers on Earth Day, April 22nd.
Right now we're looking for interested teachers and students. Again, this project is open to students at the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade level. So far we have 12 interested classes, and we're hoping to expand the project more.
If any teachers are interested in having your class participate in the bag project, you have until April 7th to contact Megan Gass at the number on your screen to set up a session. The program runs 1 hour, is completely free, and will begin April 13th. The state has approved a $1.278 million brownfield plan for the new Holiday Inn Express to be built in downtown Alpena. This approval was the final step, and now construction can be started. The brownfield plan will allow the city to collect taxes that will ultimately be used for site expenses and is necessary in the building of the hotel.
What that brownfield plan does is it levels the playing field because there were some aspects of the site that made developing it more of a challenge. There were some soil conditions that weren't as stable as some other locations that would be in a greenfield site.
Paul says they plan on having the hotel complete by this fall or early next year.
Our road is nothing but potholes. It's like a washboard. Constantly, you know, you're shimmying across the road. We're getting wheel bearings, tie rods done. Our trucks are in the shop.
Michigan, a state that once created the many vehicles that drive our roads, now a state that mostly ruins them.
We're putting more money into our vehicles with the roads as bad as they are.
But it is hard to fix these driving conditions without money, which road commissioners across the state are not receiving more of.
It is, frustrating for those of us that are trying to do the best that we can to maintain our road system and continually each year have to decrease the level of service that we're putting out there to adjust to the revenue that we receive.
Michigan has not seen a funding increase for road recovery since 1997, and prices of necessary items to fix the roads has doubled since then.
Maintenance truck, for example, is double the cost that it was, 10, 15 years ago, as well as many other items that we rely on to maintain our road system.
And now, with the backing of the governor's office, Michigan Transportation is asking for an increase in funding.
Right now, the legislature is contemplating, hopefully adding some money to the Michigan Transportation Funds.
Proposals for these improvements range from $450 million to $1.2 billion. Legislature has 1 week left to decide if road commissioners across the state of Michigan will receive more money so that roads like this can be fixed, improving our public road system.
We're hoping that there is a long-term fix put in place so that we can plan projects and hopefully work towards preserving our system.
Location seems to be a major factor when it comes to a homeless shelter, and many residents in the area are expressing some concerns.
The mission really could serve a great service, but I think it is in an absolutely horrible location.
The Sunrise Mission, located off Chisholm Street, downtown Alpena, serves many people in need of shelter, food, or just a place to lay their head at night, trying to help those less fortunate get stability into their lives.
The payoff, I think, for us is to see people come in and settle in and know it's a safe place to stay and that there's help here, there's resources here that they didn't know about.
And while many feel the shelter is needed and serves a great purpose, there is still a large concern with where the shelter is located.
I never have thought that having it on the main strip in terms of the community, located next to a liquor store, was ever a good idea.
So you may ask, is the current location of Sunrise Mission appropriate for the people that reside at the shelter and the surrounding businesses?
Well, at the Cracker Barrel, we have groceries. We have grab-and-go sandwiches, cheese, milk, bread, that kind of thing. So we've enjoyed their business as neighbors, for sure. It has grown a little bit. I think they've grown out of their space. They started with 1 structure and 12 beds. They now have 3 structures and 33 beds. I think it would benefit the mission as well as the business district to find a more suitable location, something with maybe under 1 roof with more land.
A different location could bring benefit to some. It could also be a disadvantage to others, including the residents at the mission.
If you go in certain areas that are more remote, it's then not as functional because of you're not as accessible to the services that are necessary for the people who stay there.
Then where exactly is the perfect location for a homeless shelter?
My experience has shown that a use such as this, there is no ideal location.
Currently we're running the Northern Strike exercise. You're currently up in the range control tower.
The Northern Strike is a 3-week exercise that provides realistic combat training for the National Guard in live fire exercises focusing on air combat and Army air-to-ground systems.
Today we brought together both Army and Air Force aircraft and soldiers and airmen in a combined line fire exercise.
The goal of the event is to maintain readiness and sharpen response skills in combat, running through several different scenarios of potential conflict that the military could encounter.
This really prepares the soldier and the airman to truly integrate all the pieces that would come and play on a battlefield.
This is the 3rd year of the exercise, and not only were U.S. elements brought together, but forces from other countries were also valuable components in the operation.
All the units are from all over the northeast here. We have JTACs from Latvia, Lithuania, and Canada, as well as U.S. JTACs, Joint Terminal Attack Controllers, all participating in this.
Camp Grayling and Alpena have the necessary assets to train air and ground elements together, making the Michigan National Guard's facilities an ideal training site for Operation Northern Strike. In Grayling, this is Ashley McDowell, WBKB News. Many times we think of adults when we think of the word cancer, but one little girl in town is standing stronger than ever.
Hi, my name is Ella. I have leukemia.
She's young, energetic, and sociable. But what many don't see when they look at her is that she's battling a deadly disease. 4-year-old Ella Underby was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. That is a type of cancer where immature white blood cells are overproduced, inhibiting the production of normal cells that her body needs.
When we first found out Ella had leukemia, she had been having headaches that caused vomiting for a while, and She just had shots the week before, and her immunizations really brought her down. She couldn't walk, and we took her in, and our doctor just felt like something wasn't right.
Ella has been fighting cancer with chemo for a while now and is officially in the remission stage.
It's supposed to not be hard.
Before being diagnosed, Ella was taking tap dance classes here in Alpena, but when her family found out she had cancer, she had to stop.
Not able to be out in the public very much, and we have to avoid contact with potential germs.
The studio here in Alpena, where Ella was taking dance lessons, found out about a charity campaign for dancers who are currently battling with cancer or has survived, and nominated her to receive the award Circle of Hope. Ella was one of 8 chosen in America to receive this award and a $1,000 endowment to any charity organization of her choice.
We have chosen to give the endowment from the Industry Dance Awards to a local charity or a local organization. They're called Friends Together.
Friends Together is an organization in Alpena that provides support for family and friends that have a loved one battling with cancer.
We couldn't have done this without support.
Organizations like Friends Together and awards like Circle of Hope understands cancer is not biased and affects people of all ages, and is what has helped Ella and her family through this tough time so far.
It's a blessing that Ella was chosen for this and is able to help in this way.
An Alpena woman has been sentenced for embezzling thousands of dollars from the Best Western located on M32. 47-year-old Nanette Reddy has been placed on 12 months probation and sentenced to 80 hours of community service for stealing more than $28,000 from the Best Western Hotel between the months of January 2011 through December 2012.
She was just taking the cash and putting it in her pocket. And she didn't do it with every single person. She did it a couple of times, maybe each day or each weekend or during the course of throughout a week. And over the period of time, that added up to over $28,000.
Reddy has worked for the establishment for 11 and a half years and formed a close relationship with the owner, gaining her trust.
She knew Nanette's family. She knew her children. They were friends. And so it took her a long time to finally convince herself that she was in fact being stolen from.
But what many do not know is that this is not Reddy's first time being involved with the law. Between the years of 1989 to 1995, Reddy was charged with 19 different misdemeanors.
This is an individual whose prior history is not dissimilar from what her conduct was in this occasion. She'd been convicted of over 19 different misdemeanors, including false pretenses or larceny or insufficient funds checks.
As part of her plea agreement, Reddy will not be spending any immediate time in jail, but must pay back the full $28,000 in increments of $600 a month.